What a blessing this service is. We were asked to each begin by introducing ourselves, and I have a dilemma. My faith tradition teaches that pride is a sin, but those of you who attended the Religions for the Earth conference will perhaps consider it a pardonable offense if I introduce myself as the proud father of President Al Gore, who organized the conference. And then today's march was a blessing and reminded me of an African proverb I used to hear from my friend and brother John Lewis of Atlanta, Georgia: when you pray, move your feet. Many were praying as we moved our feet today, and it must not be the last time we move our feet, because this struggle has a long way to go. Martin Luther King Jr. once asked during the bleakest hours of the civil rights movement, how long? Not long, because no lie can live forever. How long? Not long, because the arc of justice is long. The arc of the universe is long, but it bends toward justice. On Tuesday, the United Nations will begin a special summit to capture the energy from the marches in New York City and all around the world, and all of the work that diplomats and civil society leaders have done, and try once more to fashion it into a global agreement. And some have grown cynical, but we should not. The great American poet Wallace Stevens once wrote, "After the last no, there comes a yes. And on that yes, the future world depends." Every great social movement for abolition, against apartheid, for women's suffrage, for fairness and justice for the LGBT community and others, have encountered one no after another, until after the last no came a yes. And I agree with Jim Wallace and others who have said here and elsewhere that our faith must be a wellspring of energy and determination. I believe in the words of my faith tradition that indeed the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. And I believe that the tradition teaches the connection to environmental justice. When Cain shed Abel's blood, the land was made fallow. I believe the purpose of life is to glorify God in the way we live our lives. And I believe it is inconsistent with that purpose to heap contempt on God's creation. I believe that dominion is not domination. I believe with 50% of the Earth's living species at risk in this century, we are commanded, along with Noah, keep them alive with thee. In 3 of the 4 synoptic Gospels, the story is told of Jesus' parable of the unfaithful servant, in which a master leaves on a journey and instructs his servant to take care in protecting the household and being a good steward. Thieves come and ransack the house, and the excuse given was that the servant was asleep, and the excuse is rejected. We have a duty to be wakeful, not just by opening our eyes, but by opening our minds and hearts. Every night, the nightly news is a bit like a nature hike through the book of Revelation. And we see the extreme weather events 100 times more common than only a few decades ago. In the Gospel of Luke, Jesus Christ says, "When ye see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway ye see there cometh a shower, and so it is. And when you see the south wind blow, you say there will be heat, and it cometh to pass. You hypocrites! You can discern the face of the sky and of the earth, but how is it that you do not discern this time? And why even of yourselves judge ye not? what is right. We see Super Typhoon Haiyan crossing across waters 5 degrees warmer than normal and becoming the most powerful storm ever to strike land. 2 million refugees in the Philippines are homeless right now as we sit here in this service. We see Hurricane Sandy come across waters windward of this island 9 degrees warmer than normal and devastate this city most of all the poor. We can discern these things, and yet some do not see. It is time to be wakeful, to be alert. That is my pledge, to be wakeful, to be alert, and to call upon others to do the same.